And we're back. And the channel has not been deleted yet. That's okay. I've completely reconciled myself to the possibility of the channel being deleted. It has officially become a hill that I'm willing to die on, although it's in no manner any sort of death to be deleted from YouTube. I got deleted from Facebook, absolutely hell-zucked from Facebook 7-8 years ago. Had a successful group with 3,700 active members. Woke up one morning, all my accounts nuked with no recourse whatsoever because I had a conservative group. And guess what? I survived. And guess what? I'm going to say whatever I want to say on my YouTube streams as I see fit. Some things need to be said. Bring it on. Pussies, man. I'm so sick of pussies. I grew up in a time when you called a pussy and you called a faggot. And where I came up, a faggot, being called a faggot had nothing to do with what you did with your ding dong. Nothing whatsoever to do with that. If you were being a faggot, it meant that you were exhibiting a lack of the qualities that are necessary for let's say healthy participation in the game of life. You can't take a little dissonance. You can't take a little cacophony. Pussies. Yeah, I'm doubling down. I'm tripling down. I'll quintuple. I won't stop. Won't stop. What this world has come to, that people are afraid of having their YouTube channel deleted. I guess I get it if your livelihood depends on it, but I've always been of mind that, like, why would you hinge your livelihood on something like YouTube? And you see all these people. I mean, all right. I get it. It's an industry, and to each their own. But you see all these content creators, these career content creators, just falling all over themselves to worship the almighty malgorism with their soy-faced thumbnails. Yeah, shut up and mix, Lean Bear. Your mixes suck, Lean Bear. All right, They hurt my ears. It hurts my ears, pussy. It wasn't too long ago I was coming up, and it was like, there weren't all these guardrails. And in the world of audio work, where it's supposed to be an art form, but some people, they want to police it, and they've got all their frequency bands memorized, and they've got all their rules memorized. And every little frequency has to be in place. Can't be a hair out of place. Or your mix sucks. Okay. All right. Lean Bear is unhinged. Okay. I'm beyond caring. I really am. I yearn for the days of more reality. I do, man. Here, I'm applying the final tweaks to my cacophony. And my question is, does it hurt your ears? Or does it hurt your soul? I don't care either way. I really don't. But I've saved Pastor Manning for last. And hopefully I don't have any playback glitching going on here. I've frozen everything that I can before doing this. And we're gonna let Pastor Manning speak. First we're gonna let the choir boy speak, and then we're gonna let Pastor Manning speak without any musical accompaniment. And the goal is, by the time I get done with Pastor Manning's final rant, God bless Pastor Manning, a man with the balls to speak his mind. And I guess because he's black and he's in Harlem, they can't do anything to him. God bless him. And probably the same reason they can't do anything to Jesse Lee Peterson. God bless Pastor Manning. I don't know. He might not like me because I'm white. I don't care. Here we go. By the time I'm done with Pastor Manning's voice, it should ring just as clear. Every word should ring just as clear as it's about to right now. And would help if I was clicked into Cakewalk. Here we go.
As we celebrate Pride and the progress we've made over these past years, there's still work to be done. So to those of you out there who are still working against equal rights, we have a message for you. You think we're sinful? You fight against our rights. You say we all lead lives you can't respect. But you're just frightened. You think that we'll corrupt your kids if our agenda goes unchecked. Funny, just this once, you're correct. We'll convert your children. Happens bit by bit, quietly and subtly.
every sodomite, there'll be a flame coming out of the butthole, and you'll need an asbestos diaper. It will stop then. Now, you can do one or two things, sodomites and sodomite failure preaching. The next time you get poked in the butt, a flame, when that man pulls that penis out of you, a flame is going to come out. It'll be an eternal flame that will not be able to put it out. You will not be able to get in the bathtub and put it out. You will not be able to get in the toilet and put it out. You will not be able to wash it out. You'll need an asbestos diaper in order to be able to stop that flame. And nobody will ever stick a penis in your butthole again, because it will be on fire. It'll be flames of fire. You think AIDS was bad. You ain't seen nothing till you see the flame coming out of T.D. Jakes' butt. So where's T.D. Jakes? He's got a flame. He's got on asbestos diapers. Where's Creflo Dollar? He's got a flame. That faggot, he's got a flame coming out of his butt. You'd better get up and preach God's word. On Harlem nights, all the faggots up here in Harlem that I pronounced the flame. You're going to think you're going to be in the midst of the swamps of South Carolina and what they call the lightning bug. I don't know if you've ever seen a lightning bug, but he flies around with a flame, a light coming out of his behind. And everywhere you look, they light up the swamps. They light up the woods. They light up the rural areas of North Carolina, South Carolina, Georgia, Mississippi, Alabama. They light it all up down in New Orleans. The lightning bug got a flame coming out of his butt. The lightning bug. Well, there won't be too many days now when Almighty God wishes to exalt the preaching that I've done to James David Manning, that you're going to see on a Saturday night. All of a sudden, Harlem's going to be lit up with flames coming out of the butt of these faggots, flames coming out, fire, flames shooting out of their behinds. You're going to see it. It's going to be a wonder to behold. You're going to see the power of God fall upon Harlem. Allah, what God said. Tell these faggots, either they get out of town, or a flame of fire is going to come out their buttholes, and they'll never be able to put it out. I'm the Lord's servant. You women that have a flame coming out of your vagina, you're talking about being hot. Well, you sure enough going to be hot. You're going to have a flame shooting out of your vagina, and you're going to need asbestos panties to stop that flame. I'm the Lord's servant. I said, I'm the Lord's servant.
If you're such a shrinking violet that you're offended by that, then good. I'm glad I hope you are so offended that you're struggling to control your bowels. You know what I'm offended by? Bake my cake, bigot, or I'll put you out. We'll put you out of business. Bake our cakes, bigot. What? You don't want your children? You don't want your children exposed to our dildos and butt plugs? He's a hateful bigot. He doesn't want his children exposed to dildos and butt plugs. And furry fetish cosplay. He doesn't want his 3-year-old exposed to dildos and butt plugs and furry fetish cosplay. He's a hateful bigot. Bring the power of the state down on him. That's what I'm fucking offended by. So if you're offended by this, which is hilarious, then I hope that you're offended so much that you're unable to function. Yeah, it brings out a mean streak in me. And, so deadline is tomorrow. And I'm well on my way to meeting my deadline. And I'm releasing this video. I'm making it public. I'm doing a studio where a media junket, if that's the right expression. I'm going to send it everywhere I can where I think it has a chance of being seen by people who might be interested in seeing it. And then I'm done. I'm done. I didn't write this song. And yeah, I didn't write it, man. It came out, those lyrics, just the lyrics came out in a manner of 5 minutes, if that. And the melody and the everything, the chords, it was so effortless that I didn't come up with it. It's got my voice singing it. It's got my woefully inadequate audio production skills and sensibilities on it. But thank God my good friend Brian is helping me to temper that and make it as listener friendly for more people as possible. Sorry, Brian, for the salty language, but, you know, old habits die hard, brother. Anyway, now I'm getting on to giving Pastor Manning the stage. He goes by pastor. I'm going to change that from preacher to pastor. Pastor Manning. All due respect to Pastor Manning. So, all right. I've got all these parts in the outro Cacophony, the song that's too long. You know what? I'm going to make it even longer. Because if you're the type of person that just your main comment is it's too long, then go listen to something else. You shouldn't be listening to it anyway. You don't get it. It means you don't like it in the first place, is what it means. And so go listen to something else. If I like a song, more often than not, my comment is, dude, it's too short, man. You could have done something more with that. It's like when I'm listening to a song, an audio production that I like, it's like I get settled in. I'm checking out the space, you know, and like just when I'm getting settled in and I'm starting to dig it, and then it's over. And then what? I got to go back and listen to it again and again. So I'm going to make it longer. Just a little bit. Just to spite you. No, not just to spite you. Because I think there needs to be some wind at the end of the song. And so I made some wind. And the last thing that you hear is the wind. I guess the cosmic wind, because the planet's been destroyed by the meteorite, which is actually, you know the meme, right? It's like a small piece of meteor that already hit the Earth is a meteorite. Yeah, thanks for letting me know. See, now that I know that, I guess I have to, either I have to go back and rewrite the entire song and find 3 rhymes for the word meteor. Can I even find 1 rhyme for the word meteor? Meteor. JKLM That's meteor. NOPQRSTUVWX. That might be like the word orange. Like there's no, as far as I know, there's no true rhyme for the word orange. Meteor might be another word like that. Is there a rhyme for the word meteor? Either I have to go back and somehow either find or invent 3 rhymes for the word meteor and retitle the song Praying for the Meteor, or I just have to throw my hands up in despair and walk away from the entire project. Because Lord knows, every Joe Sixpack out there they're going to be very finicky about that distinction. And if that's not right, then they're not going to want to listen to the song. They're not going to want to sing along. They're not going to want to have anything to do with something that stupid. Actually, thanks for your input. I do appreciate the input. It's just, have you ever written a song making a comment like that? Have you ever touched a musical instrument? Pastor Manning, Dr. Manning, he got his doctorate from his own university that he made. Yeah, well, he had the balls to make his own university, because all the others are just they're just fraudulent institutions. Yeah, aside from STEM, they're fraudulent. They're nothing but indoctrination factories. Man had the balls to make his own university. You ever gone out and made your own university? Pussies. You can't take a little bit of salty talk. You can't take a little bit of ranting about children being butchered by psychopaths. And everyone else just putting up with it. If you're such a pussy that you got to tell someone else who's ranting colorfully about it to pipe down. You're a pussy. Go away. Go be a pussy somewhere else. Here, think of that meme. Maybe you never saw it, but there's the meme with the skinny middle class dude with the sunglasses on a sunny day in his lawn, and he's got his hose with the squirt nozzle on it, and he's holding down the squirt nozzle, and the nozzle is shooting across the lawn, and just running out of the frame, on the left side of the frame. So here's skinny middle-aged guy with the sunglasses holding a can of beer on a hot sunny day on his lawn with the hose and the squirt nozzle, and he's squirting the water. And depending on whoever you want to offend, okay, let's say on the left, okay, this is not the original one, but in a variation, it's like a little miniature, like Richard Simmons spazzing out and running out of the frame, getting hit by the water. And of course the caption is, "Go be a faggot somewhere else." I am that middle-aged guy with the sunglasses on the lawn, holding the hose with the squeeze nozzle, Except it's not a can of beer; it's a can of, these days not even Coca-Cola. It's a can of, sparkling lime water, and I'm squeezing the water and I'm spraying you with the water to get you off my lawn, and I'm telling you, go be a faggot somewhere else, faggot. How's that? And it has nothing to do with what you like to do with your ding dong or your stink wallet or whatever. It's about you being a faggot and unfit for life. Now, if you're unfit for life and you have some humility about it, and you actually want and need help, then I'm not going to call you a faggot. I'm going to say, what can I do for you, brother? Because as much of a hard ass as I am, and as much of a misanthrope as I am, you see, I think it was Schopenhauer, a very wise man, who said that, I'm paraphrasing, but at the core of every misanthrope beats the heart of someone who deeply loves. Maybe there's an object who deeply loves. Let's just leave it there, who deeply loves. I live to serve. I'm at my happiest when I'm serving, but I don't serve faggots. And if I had a bakery, I wouldn't serve you your cake. I'd rather freeze to death in a dumpster than bow down to you. All right. So the hateful bigot has ranted himself out. And now it's time to give Pastor Manning the center stage. All right. This is good for my health, actually. Ninko's worried about my health. I shouldn't be ranting because it's bad for my health, he said. And then he told me to go drink. You see, this is faggot talk. That's faggot talk. Right there. That's the way faggots talk. And YouTube, algorithm, when I say faggot, I'm not talking about what people like to do with their ding-dongs. Talking about a certain kind of spirit that dwells in certain people. You shouldn't be ranting. It's bad for your health. Oh, you've just offended me? Go drink. Die, motherfucker. It's bad for your health. Don't do that. Die. Okay. All right. Okay, officially end rant. All right. Now, here I've got Pastor Manning. And first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to put in. First, I'm going to check and make sure I don't have any playback. Well, I just played back, so there we go. No playback problems so far. Waves. IDX. Even though it's mono, stereo. I don't know. I like stereo. but that's not correct. I could tell you stories, what we did when I was a kid. You'd clutch those pearls and pull them right out of your anus. The planet. I meant the planet. All right, here we go.
Of every sodomite, there'll be a flame coming out of the butthole, and you'll need an asbestos diaper. It will stop then. Now, you can do one or two things, sodomites.
Now, okay, the first thing I should be doing is flatten that curve, and let's just go into a telephone curve. Let's try this one.
Of every sodomite, there'll be a flame coming out of the butthole, and you'll need an asbestos diaper. It will stop then. Now, you can do one or two things, sodomites and sodomite failure preaching. The next time you get poked in the butt.
Very little difference. But, you know, it's a little bit cleaner, a little bit tighter. This thing, listen to what this thing's doing here.
Of every sodomite, there'll be a flame coming out of the butthole, and you'll need an asbestos diaper. It will stop then. Now, you can do one or two things, sodomites and sodomite failure preaching.
Up there.
The next time you get poked in the butt, a flame, when that man pulls that penis out of you, a flame is going to come out. It'll be an eternal flame that will not be able to put it out.
Just a little tightness and focus.
Of every sodomite, there'll be a flame coming out of the butthole, and you'll need an asbestos diaper. It will stop then. Now, you can do one or two things, sodomites and sodomite failure preaching.
There we go. Now, I'm going to put in... I've made liberal use of good old Tone Boosters broadcast. It's an amazing, amazing tool, this thing.
Of every sodomite, there'll be a flame coming out of the butthole, and you'll need an asbestos diaper.
I'm going to go with limiter AGC plus limiter plus widening. This is my gut. And all right, I got to try to remember which tool this preset was in. I think it was module, but I could be wrong. Wait a minute. That's the old module. I want the new module. Hey, Eric. Hey, buddy. Hey. I know you don't usually stick around very long, but I'm going to put you up here anyway, just in case you decide to... I'm just not going to go on too long, brother. I had to get my rant in. Yesterday, I got kind of dogpiled a little bit. Oh, man. Oh, it's good to hear from you. Are you feeling any better than the last time I heard from you? How's the fallout from that procedure going? I got to look for this. Plug-in, this preset. But I got one eyeball on the chat there. Okay. Module. Okay. It must have been. All right, that's good to hear. You said it might be like 3-4 weeks before you're back to normal, though. That sucks. It sucks, man. But thank you for being here. And it was nice how you popped up in Brian's first successful stream test. You were just right there. It was great. Brian has a lot of people that love him. He really seems to speak to a lot of people. And so we're doing everything we can to, maybe it was in Morphit. Was it in Morphit? No, wait a minute. Morphit's a headphone emulator. There was this one tone boosters plug-in with an AM radio setting. Brian is a man of depth and gravity. Brian has seen and experienced some things that you wouldn't want to wish on anybody, in my opinion. And he's such a great writer. He has a rare gift, I'll tell you that. And people respond to it. You saw how that was his first. We tried several other times to get his stream going, and it would just like crap out after a few seconds. It was the first time that it didn't, and just like within a minute, there were people jumping on the chat. Incredible. Okay, I'm not going to spend too much time with this. What I can do is, I'm just going to stick Evoke on here. No, not Evoke. Not Evoke. I'm going to stick Easy Q. TB Easy Q. TB Easy Q. The shortcut. But I'm almost done here, brother. I just need I need to tweak the pastor's preaching, and then some leveling in the outro, and then I'm going to make final adjustments tomorrow morning and release the video tomorrow afternoon. Let's see what this sounds like in the mix.
I got a word from you. I got a word of knowledge, a word of prophecy. And I want you, preacher, to use this word of prophecy whithersoever you go. That God is going to put a burning, God's going to put a cancer in the butthole. God's going to put a cancer in the butthole of every sodomite. Every sodomite butthole, everyone that practices sodomy from the day of this message will get cancer in the butthole. Right there. It'll burn and burn and burn. You'll have to, the manufacturers will have to go into manufacturing chairs where people can stand up because they won't be able to sit down because of the burning in their butthole. Every sodomite. That way we'll know it's a sodomite because you can't sit down.
Good for you, man. It's things those are true blessings. True blessings, man. And I, for one, find that, well, let the preacher preach in here. I'm not going to preach myself. We're moving into days where I just keep hearing it loud and clear. Get your house in order. Get your house in order. Get your kingdom in order. Your castle, your kingdom, your house, however you want to look at it. Get it in order. And part of that is what's true. What's essential? Stop being a pussy. And that includes myself. I'm just as hard on myself as anybody else. Anytime I catch myself being a pussy, I stop. I tell myself, dude, you're being a pussy. Stop being a pussy. If I catch myself being a faggot, dude, you're being a faggot. You know? All right. I can't, all right, clippers. Clipping. Clip softly. All right, now. For power.
I got a word for you. I got a word of knowledge, a word of prophecy. And I want you, preacher, to use this word of prophecy whithersoever you go. That God is going to put a burn. God's going to put a cancer in the butthole. God's going to put a cancer in
Eric, is that loud enough?
Every sodomite butthole, everyone that practices sodomy from the day of this message will get cancer.
Oh, Eric, now you done fucked up, man. You sent me those pictures? Dude. Dude, you shouldn't have done that. Eric. I'm just, I'm just lighting you up. I didn't check Discord this morning yet, but I hope they're not too painful to look at. How long needles we talking, man? Like needles? Shots? Needles? I don't like needles. Don't like them. They make me squeamish. All right. So if you could just, while you're here, I would really appreciate your help. Because I'm kind of struggling with my hearing issue. This one, I'm pretty sure, but it's nice if you just verify that you can hear every word he says. God. Oh, I'm sorry to laugh, man. It's an uncomfortable laugh, you know. It's not a ha-ha laugh. It's a there but for the grace of God go I kind of laugh. Oh, okay, my question to you is, can you hear every word? I want every word to be, I want it to be front and center. I want every word to be, I want it to be so that the listener can pay attention to the words and hear them clearly, every single one of them, but can also appreciate the music that's going on behind it, the guitar solo that's going on behind it. All right. Thank you. That's very helpful. I'm going on to the second solo, and if you could just, give me the word on this as well.
He's got a flame. He's got to have special asbestos diapers. When God gets through with the sodomite, this is the word of the Lord. This is the prophecy of Almighty God. This is the Lord's word. This is the Lord's word. And Pastor, if you are a sodomite, God's going to have a flame coming out of your butthole. You're going to need an asbestos diaper. You better go and praise to God and ask God to heal you before this word cools down. You got to ask God to heal you, and then you tell God, I'm going to preach against every sodomite. I'm going to preach against the sodomite maker, Barack Hussein Obama, the son of Satan. I'm going to become a sodomite slayer like David Van there in Harlem, New York City.
I thought so. You have confirmed my expectations. So, but as long as you're sure about the first solo, I'm going to proceed accordingly. And I'm expecting I'll need to step it up again for the outro. But here we go. I'm going to bump it up, let's say from, what was it before? 5 5.7. I'll bump it up to 4.5. I'll bump it up to 5. Let's try that. Whoops. What happened? What happened, man? Man. There. Hang on, Eric. Properties minus 5. No, not 6. 5. There we go. All right. Now, I'm going to delete this node. Now, please tell me once again. With all that fate is worth natural grace. Oh, okay. All right. I didn't see that. I will do so right now. Here we go.
I got a word from you. I got a word of knowledge, a word of prophecy. And I want you, preacher, to use this word of prophecy whithersoever you go. That God is going to put a burn. God's going to put a cancer in the butthole. God's going to put a cancer in the butthole of every sodomite. Every sodomite butthole.
Okay, that's what I thought. How about this one?
He's got to have special asbestos diapers. When God gets through with the sodomite, this is the word of the Lord. This is the prophecy of Almighty God. This is the Lord's word. This is the Lord's word. And pastor, if you are a sodomite, God's going to have a flame coming out of your butthole. You're going to need an asbestos diaper. You better go and pray to God and ask God to heal you before this word.
Better, but a little up, a little down. A little bit less energy, a little more. I don't know. Seems I can understand every word, but I've heard it 100,000 times. Okay. All right, on to the outro. Okay, obviously that needs to come up. Well, quite a little bit. So let's bring it up to -3. Okay, I'm drawing a line here. Now it's time to see. I don't want to get into the instrumentation has to come down. I knew that anyway, but so this is the releveling part. So I'm just going to go into console view and relevel. All right. From Pastor Manning to the right. Everything there. Here we go.
Next time you get hurt anybody, explain what that man told that penis out of you. A flame is going to come out.
okay. It's kind of a balancing act here. I got other volume automation curves as well. Well, I will try bringing this up a little bit more.
Next time you get poked in the butt, a flame when that man pulls that penis out of you, a flame is going to come out. It'll be an eternal flame that will not be able to put it out. You will not be able to get in the bathtub and put it out. You will not be able to get in the toilet and put it out. You will not be able to wash it out. You'll need an asbestos diaper in order to be able to stop that thing. And nobody will ever stick a penis in your butthole again because it will be on fire. It will be flames of fire. You think it ain't so bad. You ain't seen nothing. So you see the flame coming out of TDJ's butt. Where's TDJ? He got a flame. He got on his bestest diaper. Where's Jacob Dollar? He got a flame. Let's tag it. He got a flame coming out of his butt. You better get up and preach God's word. All of night, all the faggots are here in Harlem. And I have pronounced the flame. You're going to think you're going to be in the midst of the swamps of South Carolina, what they call the lightning bug. I don't know if you've ever seen the lightning bug, but he flies around with a flame of light coming out of his mouth. And everywhere they look, they light up the swamp. They light up the woods. They light up the rural areas of North Carolina, South Carolina, Georgia, Mississippi, Alabama. They light it all up down in New Orleans. The lightning bug got a flame coming out of his butt. The lightning bug. But it won't be too many days now when Almighty God wishes to exalt the preaching that I've done with James David Manning that you're going to see on a Saturday night. All of a sudden, Harlem's going to be lit up with flames coming out of the butt of these faggots. Flames coming out, fire, flames shooting out at every eye. You're going to see it. It's going to be all wonderful to behold. You're going to see the power of God. Tell these faggots to really get out of town. A flame of fire is going to come out their butthole, and they'll never be able to come out. I said, Lord, you women that have a flame coming out of your vagina, you're talking about being hot when you sure not going to be hot. You're going to have a flame shooting out of your vagina. You're going to need asbestos panties to stop that thing. I'm the Lord. I said, I'm the Lord.
Got to get that wind a little bit louder there. All right. Well, more audible than he was before. I got him all the way up to the limit. And I don't know. What did you think? Let me see. What else do I got? I got automation on this one. Oh. Okay. I think I need to as well. But it's progress. I mean, it's better than it was. This one comes in at... Oh, wait a minute. That's the... Yeah. That's the bypass. Which reminds me, I need to go in here and here's where the wind comes from. Going to bring wet up to about 75. And that should make that wind taper out a little bit longer. Right here.
You women that have a flame coming out of your vagina. You're talking about being hot when you sure not gonna be hot. You're gonna have a flame shooting out of your vagina. You're gonna need asbestos panties to stop that flame. I'm the Lord. I said I'm the Lord.
Still not loud enough, but it's a minor thing. I'll figure that out. And the other thing is, I've got some treble frequency energy that's a little bit out of hand in the outro. That is, I'll show you what that's about and how I'm going to address that. I'm using Air Windows Console X. You see the last plugin is Console X, Console X, Console X, Console X, Console X. And, okay, I don't have one that's unfrozen where I can show you what it looks like. But I can't demonstrate what it does. But it looks like this. This is really, really how can I put it? It's peak energy management. And it's the fine tuning is insane. So it looks like an EQ, but it's technically not an EQ. In terms of the interface, the basic approach kind of functions like an EQ, but it's technically not. But it is, but it isn't. So I'm going to have to go back and, it's just a little bit more mixing, but it's getting there. And if you can't take the cacophony, then go listen to something else. I like cacophony, and we're living in a cacophonous world. And I don't really consider it cacophony anyway. Cacophony literally means bad sound. It's, is what it is. So, thanks for being there, Eric. Yeah, fun to say. Cacophony. Brings out the Beavis in you. Yeah. Cacophony. Yeah. Thanks. Yeah, I do appreciate it. It's almost there. It's almost there. It's come a long way. Despite my betters and superiors telling me that you can't go back and take a year-old project and remix it. That is not the way. I've tried that before. It doesn't work. Okay, thank you. You know? Anyway, enough of that, really. Next time I'm not going to rant anymore. I will check out the pictures that you were so kind as to send me. And we're getting on the weekend here. It's Saturday morning here. You said that you might have time to do like a little live showing us what you're working on in the luthier. What do you call your workshop? You call yourself a guitar builder, but there's a word for that, luthier, but I haven't heard you use that word. What do you call a guitar builder's workshop? You call it a luthier? Seems like that should be a word. What's going on in Eric's luthier? Let me know if you got time for that. Today is not so good, but tomorrow's fine for me. So, with that, I don't know. It seems like maybe it is a word. If it wasn't, it is now. That could even go into a song. It could. It's a poetic sounding word, luthier. Let me know about. Okay, all right. Just keep in touch on the Discord. I check it several times a day. And God bless you and your missus and your son. And as my Canuckistani brothers like to say, keep your stick on the ice. There you go. There you go. Did you ever do any pearl inlays? All right, brother, I'm going to end the stream. Thank you for being here and helping out. I really do appreciate it a lot. And I'll talk to you soon. All right. God bless you and keep you wherever you are and whatever you may be doing. Within reason, of course. Lean Bear from lovely scenic Paju City, South Korea, where all hell could break loose at any given moment. Not. But you never know. Over and out.